Kent State. First serve, and it belongs with an ace to Haley Brenner.
Yeah, Kent State really good at coming off with the hot serves. Haley Brenner coming in new for the Flashes, but she had produced a really good ace there.
13th on the season for the freshman out of Miami. Nearly another ace for Brenner. Backslide, Nadia Miller. Kent State with a free ball opportunity. Kendall White can't put it away. And that violation gives Ohio the first point as Furuta will come back in. The libero for serve receive. We take a look at Haley Eckerman in her third season, Jordan.
Yeah, Haley Eckerman's her third season here. She played at Texas University where she had 4 NCAA appearances, and she also played 4 seasons professionally.
Eckerman, of course, the 2012 Big 12 Player of the Year, national championship with the Longhorns. McGuire's first swing sails out of play. We saw McGuire be very effective last weekend. She tied a season-high 19 kills and had 17 in Saturday's win over Akron. Kent State's going to need her to deliver tonight. She gets another crack at it. Dug out by Furuta, but the overpass is there. Horline finishes in the middle.
Middles love to see overpasses as they can just hammer that down.
Horline 7th in the MAC in hitting percentage at .322. McGuire's third swing of the night. She's got her first kill.
McGuire, she has 205 kills for the season. That marks her 205th one.
McGuire rose all the way up to 3 kills per set. At one point last season, in the middle of conference play, McGuire was 4th in the conference in that stat. You can just see the junior out of Oklahoma continue to get better and better as her career rolls along, but a response, it's McKenna Schaefer, who had a great breakout game last weekend in that 5-set victory over Central Michigan.
Yeah, Schaefer, that was a really nice shot there, especially when there's no libero in, hitting right there at the cross. Great shot there.
Talk more about Schaefer in a moment as Mackenzie McGuire, a smart tip, uses the hands of the Ohio block, gets the tool.
Yeah, using the hands of the block is really key, especially when the block is super tall. Just hitting out their hands, it tips it right out of bounds.
Kent State with 3 hitters for the first time as White was back at the service line. Ohio wants a touch. They don't get it. It's out of play, a hitting error. Kent State has tied it at 4. The Golden Flashes are coming off their first MAC win of the season this past Saturday. A win against Akron in 5 sets after they lost the 4th set 25-8, that they were able to come back and win the 5th.
No.
So now it's all resolved. Kent State, with the last 3 points, they lead 5-4 here in this first set. There is Archinska, our player to watch. A nice dig by Kendall White, but too strong by the right side.
That was a great pass there. As we take a look, we have a libero switch right here.
Lexi Grissett comes in for the first time. Freshman center from Albany, Ohio. So Ohio's really mixing up the lineup here. And an ace to start, Grissett's 3rd of the season. And Ohio takes the lead. Caroline Curran comes in as the 2nd libero for Kendall Hickey. Of course, you can have that 2 libero rule with it being new to the NCAA this year. Quick set, Liliana Makura delivers.
Nice set there, really tricked out that middle blocker where she's only up by 1.
Jordan, let me ask, what can that quick set and timing do for opposing blockers, and how do they stay with that when the middles are running so quickly?
Yeah, the quick set is really efficient, especially when it's up like that, because blockers don't have time. You know, when you're middle, you usually have to guess one or the other, and when the set is super quick, you know, it's really hard to guess correctly. And at that time, she guessed incorrectly.
Sierra Evans, the freshman out of Silver Spring, Maryland, earns her first kill. Darby Ricketts comes in for McKenna Schaefer as the back row outside. Here's Anna Shoemake with another swing. Dug out by Grissett toward the right side, and A hitting error on the Bobcats. The Golden Flashes have done a nice job this year from points 1 to 15, but Coach Eckerman has talked about points 15 to 25 have been when things have broken down. It'll be interesting to see if the Golden Flashes can stay strong in that area of the game.
Low set there.
It would have been probably a double touch last year as Kendall White with a dump, but it's kept alive.
Great pickup there, but just out of bounds.
Cam Hunt's swing goes out of play.
Speaking of, it would have been a double last year. That's one of the new NCAA rule changes that we've seen, where the setter, the ball can now spin, as before it could have very little or to no spin on the ball.
A great swing on the outside by Cam Hunt. Hunt's second in the MAC in kills per set at 3.8. She has 376 coming into this game. She's only hitting 195, so you can tell the volume that she has. A pick from McGuire earns the touch and the kill.
Yeah, like I said, they love to, White just loves to set up McGuire, but she is efficient and she knows how to get her kills as she leads Kent State in kills right now.
Especially being in a 5-1 and having two hitters in the front row, what does that back row option do to help Kent State's offense?
Yeah, the back row option is really nice because oftentimes the block won't even go up for it, or if the ball is set quick enough, like it's really hard for the blockers to try and get there. And if the set is off, you know, that always allows for another option.
Ohio racking up some hitting errors early. We are on a milestone watch this evening. You saw Brianna Burrell in the game. She is 2 kills short of 1,000 for her career. She spent most of her collegiate days at Northwestern State in Louisiana. She'll likely reach that tonight, starting on a front row outside, as there is a pretty right side swing by Olivia Gardner to bring the Bobcats within 1. Double subs into the game in Ohio's 6-2. Archinska and Yonke come back in for the Bobcats. Timing was off on the backslide, but misplayed by the back line of OU.
Yeah, that is nice for Miller right there. She was able to get the tips of the fingers right there.
Jordan, you played as a libero in your day. Does anything change when you're in the back row and you see a backslide coming?
Not really. Usually, it's really hard because you think there's gonna either dump it or the hit usually always goes cross. So if you're in that left back position, you don't ever think that that ball is coming to you. But in occasional times it does. It is kind of a surprise, I'll have to say.
Orline with her second kill, a nice power tip as we take another look at this. Of course, tempo is so important with middle. Sometimes tempo is even more important than power. McGuire back in the front row. Ohio with a solid block touch as Orline continues to dominate in that middle.
That was a great shot down, straight down on the ground. Fuller was not able to get under that ball right there.
Orline in her 5th season, 4th year as a starter. She certainly has her fair share of experience and postseason experience as McGuire just too strong on the outside.
There she is again, Mackenzie McGuire. She's able to hit the top of the hands right there. And that Hickney was just not able to jump high enough to get that ball.
McGuire at one point was just playing the front row. Then midway through the season, Haley Eckerman made the switch to have her play all the way around, and it's benefited the Golden Flashes, especially with her ability to swing in the back row as Makira continues her strong play at the net from Saturday.
Yeah, Makira, she leads Kent State right now in blocks. She has a total of 59. She's really just a brick wall at the net for them.
We'll talk more about Makira later, but she had a career game, as did Nadia Miller in terms of at the net blocking wise. And that was a large part of the reason why Kent State was able to come out on top with their first conference victory. There's a backslide. Makira with room, but she's roofed upstairs. McKenna Schaefer with the rejection.
Schaefer, that was a single block right there. That was nice, as Evans was a little bit late to that one.
A free ball with a chance to retake the lead. And they do.
What a up there by Fuller. She's able to redeem herself from that last play.
Looked like it even fooled me. It hit the floor, but Kendall White.
Fuller again with digs.
And Tylee Fuller combined for it, and one heck of a point by Kent State. Mackenzie McGuire on the outside.
That is her 5th kill of the night.
I almost looked away. Sierra Evans comes running in hot in the middle, and somehow Fuller, inches away from the ground, was able to dig that up. And then it's never a bad idea to set Mackenzie McGuire on the outside. On the overpass, that one hits the floor. Sierra Evans. The next point will send us to our first media timeout. A lot of back and forth points, so right back into the 6-2 sub.
Speaking of the 6-2, Ohio runs a 6-2, but Kent State, as you can see, runs a 5-1. And the difference between that is Ohio has 2 setters, but they set from the back row, so they have that extra hitter on the opposite side. Whereas Kent State, they have only 1 hitter that can play front row, as Kendall White plays up in the front as well.
We've seen Kent State go to a 6-2 at times as they're battling with the Bobcats here in this first.
Yeah, they had their first conference win against Akron, and they're keeping up with Ohio right now. Hopefully they continue with that same momentum.
Gardner off the top of the block earns the kill. Gardner spent her freshman season at Loyola Chicago. Didn't play there and comes over to OU, has gotten an opportunity as she has her 162nd kill in the season. Ricketts back in at the service line. Outside, dug out by McGuire, but right back to the side of the Bobcats.
Yeah, Kent State isn't able to get a good pass on these digs as they keep sending them back over the net, which ends in a kill for the Bobcats.
Gardner with her 2nd kill and as many points. And that's what it starts with. We saw Furuta and Bolognini really eat up some tough Akron swings on Saturday. Here's Shoemake on the right side, and Ohio's defense has improved throughout this set. Burrell. Quick set toward the middle, out of play. Ohio thought there was a touch. As Evans, it's interesting to see Evans, John F. Kennedy High School, played against Central Michigan in the last couple of games, be running in the middle because she was an outside in high school.
Yeah. Well, you know, sometimes middles can also translate into the right side positions. Those are kind of the 2 positions that can switch back and forth.
Do you think it's easier as Kendall White? We're going to get another chat with the referee. Not much there. Do you think it's easier for outsides to transition into the middle or middles to transition to an outside?
I would say middles to an outside because I feel like middles is the most underrated position just because blocking seems so hard, especially from a defensive point of view. Like just having to jump constantly and be worried about all 3 blockers up in the net. I feel like that'd be really challenging. But also on the outside, you typically get set the most balls.
Total attack errors. Ohio has given Kent State 7 free points. A whistle and a net violation on the Bobcats. We saw this early. It happened to Akron, but Ohio is really hurting themselves. A couple of net violations and 7 attack errors right now. I'm sure Coach Carlson is not pleased with his team's early first set performance. Reset right off the block of Miller. Gardner did a nice job timing that up, and it feels like this first set's likely going to come down to the wire.
There's a slight hole between that block, which caused Miller not to be able to get her full hand on it.
Keep an eye on if this set goes really deep. Ohio's using 2 subs for the 6-2 and a sub for one of their back row outsides. So they may run out of subs if this set goes really deep. We'll have to see. We haven't been counting, but there's certainly been a number. As we take a look at out of service, Ohio leads the MAC in service errors. That may have something to do with how many sets they play, but they're also last in aces.
Yeah.
They have great hitters, Jordan, but Yankee, the freshman setter from Wisconsin, looking to run away and get a serving run here. She has 28 service errors on the year, 10 aces. Not a great first pass, and a great chance for Ohio to go up 3, and they do. Cam Hunt on the outside. The largest lead of the game for either team. Avery Rigney comes in for Burrell. We saw Rigney in for a brief moment in match number 2 Saturday. Freshman out of Richmond, Kentucky.
Yeah, and it's important here, especially when the game is so close, that you just can't free ball the ball over the net or even just a simple down ball like Burrell did. You really have to go in hard and attack and swing hard.
Archinska knocks it through the block on the outside, and another timeout by Kent State, trying to salvage what they can here in set number.
So far this season is just incredible.
Kent State needing a run here to try and keep their way in this first set. White on the backslide to Miller, blocked. Was it out of bounds? I don't know what that call was from the line judge. He called it touch.
Little mishap there.
And then he calls it out. Kent State gets a much needed point. Rigney comes out. Back row sub is Brenner. Brenner started the game with an ace.
It's a great float serve there.
Great coverage by Bolognini, but the overpass is there for Horline. It seems like Ohio, these last few points, has been very strong at getting Kent State out of system, therefore creating easy opportunities for their offense.
Yeah, Kent State really just needs to focus on getting their ball to Kendall White. She can set up a great offensive, but if that pass is not there, there's no way that she's going to be able to do that.
McGuire off the hands of Schaefer. Kent State catches a break there, and a remarkable job by Kendall White. How low she got. Her knees were almost to the floor, and she was still able to push it with her hands to the outside.
And like I said, that pass was almost perfect, so that's the result.
Barrow out of the game with the middle, Miller serving. Toward the middle, Horline's been heating up here in this first set, and the Bobcats have set point.
Wow, she is really good at hitting those corners. As a middle, that is the exact spot that you want to hit. It's incredibly hard to dig.
5 kills on 8 total attacks, but Kent State gets a free point right there. We mentioned Ohio's service errors in the middle of this set. They're going to need a run from Kendall White. The good thing is Kent State has 3 hitters back in the front row as White moves to the back. Ohio trying to finish it. Archinska's a great option, and she does. 25-21, the Bobcat. 400, that's when it really becomes impressive.
Yeah, she has a really aggressive swing. She's really able to just pound that ball right into the ground, where Kent State isn't able to dig that up.
Her tempo has certainly been an attribute that has been as advertised. Jeff Carlston talked about that before the game. Brandy Yankee, back row setter in the 6-2. Starts the second set on her serve.
She's able to get Kent State out of system.
But they get right back in it. The bump set from Furuta was right on the money to Mackenzie McGuire.
Mackenzie McGuire, that's her 6th kill of the night. Or 7th kill of the night, excuse me.
McGuire tied a season high 19 kills on Friday in just 3 sets of action, hitting over 300, where she had 17 in 5 sets Saturday. Outside the tip, covered by Miller, somehow kept up by McGuire.
What a dig there by the middle. Solo block there for McGuire.
It's out of the net. White tried to finish the overpass, but clearly mishit it. Haley Eckerman, though, applauding her team's effort, not giving up on every single point.
Yeah, that was a great dig there by Nadia Miller. It's always fun when you see your middle dig a ball. Nice pass there by Fuller.
On the money from Fuller.
How much is this?
Outside, a big-time swing from McKenna Schaefer to put Ohio in front. I'll tell you what's interesting about Schaefer is that she had only played a total of 34 matches coming into her first 3 seasons and had only totaled 34 kills, as there's an ace from Cam Hunt for Ohio. She was thrown into action last game for Ohio in that 5-set match against Central Michigan. She exploded for a career-high 18 kills, hit .459, those 18 kills were the first double-digit kill game of her career. And now she's, as a senior, finally getting some time, and she looks just as strong as she did this past weekend. So really had warmed the bench for the first 3 seasons and is now shining in her senior year.
Yeah, that all goes down to maybe she just wasn't proving herself in practice, and then when she got out on the court, you know, she really showed up and showed out for her team.
Give credit to Schaefer. Those swings certainly come with a lot of power. In between those points, Ohio back in front as we take a look at Schaefer. 18 kills, 18 points. The most impressive thing is a front row outside. You're doing that and hitting 459. That's ridiculous for an outside.
Yeah, that is. You're lucky if you have above a 300 as an outside.
Archinska through the hands of Haley Brenner. Kent State needs to be careful. They've done this a few times this year where they let a set get away from them too early in the set.
Yeah, you can see Haley Eckerman. She's telling Brenner to just stay still. She's kind of bobbling her feet a little bit, and she just threw her hands up last minute. It's really important just to stay calm, especially when you're playing defense.
McGuire rips it cross court, finds the hardwood.
Always great to target that middle whenever they're playing defense.
McGuire, 9 kills, 2 airs, hitting .438 tonight. She's been the go-to player per usual for KSU.
That serve looked like it was about to go out, but was played.
Archinska goes through the block. You can see what makes Archinska such a difficult player to block, that high arm swing. And I asked Jeff Carlston about her, and he said she has the ability to hit so many different shots, which makes her difficult, whether it's down the line, cross court, and her vision, seeing the block, has been something that she's really improved from year to year to year. Shoemake swings it out of play, and the Bobcats are on top by 4.
Yeah, as we can see, Kent State is starting to go down their little rabbit hole of just being flustered. You know, they just need to calm down and just play volleyball like how they know how.
There's a point for the Golden Flashes, Anna Shoemake. It's important, though, Kendall White goes to Shoemake the point before. Shoemake airmails it out of play. Then the next time, perfect pass, she goes right back to her. That's an example of Kendall White's confidence in her front row right side.
Yeah, as a setter, you need to have confidence in your hitters.
A big block, the biggest roof of the night belongs to Anna Shoemake.
Anna Shoemake, as we've seen before, she really knows how to stop those balls from coming over the net. She's a brick wall.
Shoemake did a fantastic job along with Bakura and Miller. Kent State's lone conference win of the season, the most blocks they had in the game, 11.
Good rundown by Bologini.
Rigney's in as the front row right side. She came in at the end of the first set. She gets another swing here. It's dug out by Hunt. Out of play. McKenna Schaefer thought there was a touch. There wasn't. And Kent State's back within 1. They have the last 3. Nearly a touch by Nadia Miller. It seemed like Schaefer was trying to go to the hands of one of the blockers.
A great serve there by Bolognini. She's able to get Ohio out of system.
It almost seemed like Schaefer was coming across the play as the serve was coming and had to touch the ball as she was moving, which caused the Bobcats to be out of system. And it's a 4-0 run for Kent State, their largest of the game. Bolognini gives the Bobcats a free point. For Bolognini, that service error number 25 of the season. She does have 19 aces.
Yeah, she has a great float serve. Just serving aggressive. You know, you're going to have that risk to reward.
Rigney, nice pseudo bick back from Mackenzie McGuire. Great touch by Furuta. McGuire, another back row swing, no block, and she makes Ohio pay.
What a bick there by McGuire. Kendall White just getting that ball in the perfect spot for McGuire to get on top of it and just put it straight to the floor.
Jordan, you said it. The advantage of having that back row attack is a lot of times the blockers may not be expecting it. There could be timing that could be off, but sometimes there's no block, and that was the case on that last play as a tip works to perfection by Cam Hunt. Archinska leads Ohio with 7 kills, 15 total attacks, no errors. He's out of the game right now, and an obvious net violation. It's still shaking on the Bobcats. And give credit, though, to Kent State. Down 7-3. They could have caved in early, and Ohio could have easily ran to a 2-0 set lead, but they're right back into the thick of this one.
Yeah, it shows Kent State won't back down. You know, they have nothing, like you said, they have nothing to lose. And Ohio has everything to lose.
Ohio needing this win to stay in contention for the MAC tournament. That won't help, though. Haley Brenner with ace number 2 on the evening.
That was a great serve, just above the tape there.
Brenner has emerged as a back row player for the outside. She has the ability to play libero, as a pretty swing on the outside from Cam Hunt.
Yeah, that sharp crossball is really hard to dig. As you can see, Bolognini and McGuire just kind of looked at each other after that. Don't know whose ball that is.
6-2 substitution. Yankee and the dangerous Archinska back into the game. Quick set to Miller, rejected by Cam Hunt. She had a lot of room, did Nadia Miller, but she goes right into the block there.
Yeah, you could kind of see that block, she was standing right there. She kind of guessed that's where that ball was getting set to.
Just a quick back one. Maybe if it was a slide, it would have been there. Speaking of back slides, and Hunt has done it again.
Hunt, she is able to read that ball phenomenally.
Horline wasn't even there. Didn't even follow the middle. So Hunt bails her out with 2 consecutive solo blocks in a row.
McGuire able to get them out of system.
White pushes over, a good dig, right back on top, and Nadia Miller knows what to do with it.
Yeah, she goes up and wins that joust up there at the net. And she goes back to serve.
Miller's up to 4 kills. That was the total she had on Saturday. Ellie Eckerman has really liked her play throughout the season and said it always takes time for freshmen to develop, but she's really proud of the way Nadia has grown throughout the year. And one of those players that's done that for Ohio in the middle is Horline. She's now a veteran, a senior, and continues to perform.
Yeah, it's always exciting when freshmen come into play because especially when you're on the bench and you see a freshman get a kill or a great dig, you just want to be so excited for them.
White pushes McGuire, look out. That looked like a touch, but they give it to Ohio. Haley Eckerman thinks about challenging, but McGuire didn't seem too adamant about that. An overpass, nearly a free ball kill, and it is going to be a point for Kent State. If you're head coach Jeff Carlston, that's just something you can't have, an overpass that just nobody touches.
Yeah, that's a tough one there. I can sense he's
Oh, wow, that was a touch. McGuire was right. If they challenged that, that would have been overturned. Fantastic dig by White, but it reaches out too far. Assist running at a 6-2, but they're back to running it tonight, and they do have 2 to 3 pretty good setters.
Yeah, it's easy. If you have 2 good setters and 2 great opposite hitters, it's a no-brainer to run that 6-2.
Penn State has played around with it a little bit. Kaylin Burge set against Eastern Michigan in a couple matchups back at the end of September. And Chelsea Harvey has also come in a few times this year. 4-point lead for the Bobcats. The block isn't closed for Archinska. A nice block touch by McGuire. She gets it right back. No whistle just yet, and it is out of bounds. McGuire just cut it too far. Good idea, though.
Yeah, if that ball landed in, that would have been a nice kill there.
Ruda knows to give it to McGuire, a tip, and she finds the spot.
McGuire, she seems to be the best hitter option when you're setting that out of system, as she's able to just get on top of that ball and put it in a great spot.
11 kills already for Mackenzie McGuire. The only bad thing now for Kent State is she's out of the front row. Ripped down the line, a beautiful kill by Ohio.
It's a great line shot, especially when you're hitting it at the setter, try and get Kent State out of system.
Shoemake right into the block. Thankfully, it bounces over to the other side of the net. White goes right back to Shoemake. Hole in the block, but it's off the hands of Evans. Evans gets it right back, rejected by Makura.
What a dig there by White.
Fantastic dig by White, but Makura pushes it out of play. It seems a 5-set win over Akron, but they took the first 2 sets in that one. So Kent State, when they've been down this season, they have never come back to win a regular season game. Another
overpass by Kent State, and that ball is swung out of bounds.
To the moon.
Swung right into the bench.
Could never be a good feeling as a hitter. Schaefer was the one who
especially on an overpass. Hitters love to get excited, but I'm sure Faruda is feeling grateful.
Kent State, though, gives it right back. Bolognini a serve into the net. That's a crucial point, considering you have a chance off of hitting air to gain some momentum. Kent State came into this game with 168 service errors, so not a ton. We haven't seen a lot tonight. Give credit to Ohio. Most service errors in the conference, only 1 so far. Gardner lines up for it. Miller gives a free ball. Overpass, Nadia Miller with a roof.
Nadia Miller, the freshman. What a block there. You can just see how excited that bench gets as Tylee Fuller comes in the game.
Miller did a great job covering tips. Usually you don't see a middle be so great at passing, but Miller even had a game earlier in the season where she had 8 digs. A whistle, and are we going to get excited about her development in future years?
Fuller with the ace. She's a left-handed, or not the ace, with the serve. She's a left-handed server, which is different. You don't ever really see left-hand players in volleyball, and she leads the Kent State team with 21 aces.
She had 5 combined last weekend and a great rally all around for Kent State. Kendall White was able to put it away on the overpass that started with a great back row swing from McGuire. Net violation on Avery Rigney for Kent State. The Golden Flashes looking for a run here late.
As Hickey goes back to serve, she's leading the game right now. She has 7 digs, and she's doing a great job of keeping Ohio in system.
Ooh, we get a double touch call. Haley Eckerman's not arguing. It was a dump attempt. You know, I would have maybe thought a carry. I'm not too sure about that. But usually because they eliminated that rule, I'm not sure. Maybe it hit a lower part of her body and then went up to her hands. But there's been quite a few stoppages. Jordan and I can say it is election day. We both did vote. So if you're still watching at home, get to your phone, get in the car, and go out and vote. You can still do it. Plug it into the aux cord. Listen to some volleyball. Or watch this game while you're online. Who knows?
Exactly. Every vote matters here.
Rigney knocks it out of play. Ohio with a set point. 24-17.
Faruda, she's that serve receive specialist libero. She's doing a great job on serve receive, getting White that ball. Back to McGuire, like we've seen, and that ends in a kill for McGuire. No surprise there.
She continues to do it again. She slowed down a little bit in the second set, Jordan, but she's all the way up to 12 kills, 27 total attacks, a .259 hitting percentage. Once again, there was no block up in that middle.
Haley Brenner produced a really nice serve there.
2-0 Ohio off the hands of Fuller. 25-18. When McGuire is in the back row. Orline missed her time, and that one looked like it got off her wrist. What is important, though, you have to think, Jordan, and Kent State needs to get out to a fast start for their confidence being down 2 sets.
Yeah, they do. Like we saw in the last set, they got themselves in that deficit, but Bolognini was able to get them back into the game at 7-7. but they just have to keep with that momentum and keep pushing.
Orline with her 7th kill of the night. Yankee goes right back to her in the middle. McGuire looking to add to her total. Hitting air charged against number 11 in baby blue, McGuire.
Kent State really just needs a good pass right here. And that we do not get. That's another ace for Ohio. It's Haley Brenner.
That, Jordan, is what we call an announcer's choice.
Oh, my bad.
Trust me, I've had plenty of them in my day, including with Kent State volleyball as a 2nd ace in a row. And you can see the versatility of shots by Cam Hunt. She goes deep with that float serve, and then she takes something off it and goes short.
Yeah, she was targeting Haley Brenner again, but Mikura, she came in there like she wanted that ball as a middle.
McGuire off the block of Orline, kept up by Kendall Hickey.
Little miscommunication there, late set.
Too tight on the net, and Kent State wins the point. This team has gotten better, Kent State that is, at continuing to fight throughout points. Early in the season when chaotic points would happen when they were out of system, a lot of times it would always go the other team's way, but Kent State has really improved at keeping the ball alive as the Golden Flashes get 2 in a row. Ohio with some tight balls at the net. You figure Kent State's winning that battle. It's just the unforced errors that are hurting them so far tonight.
Yeah, like you said earlier, Mackenzie McGuire's now in the back row, so it's really crucial that Kent State can keep up this lead, or not lead, but close to, or tie up the game as McGuire's in the back row. Takes out another hitter.
Shoemake off the block with a tool. That's a really smart play by Shoemake. You could see her take a look at the blocker's hands as we take a look at the replay right there. Smart hitters know how to tool the block, don't they?
Yes, they do. It's always nice to use the hands.
Archinska, and that was a clear touch. The line judge called it out. We'll get to a point in just a moment on maybe why Kent State's not having the same success they had on Saturday.
I think that on Saturday, you know, they were playing their rival Akron and they just really wanted to win that game. But tonight, they're just not bringing that same fire.
Off Kendall White's arms, a heck of a hustle by McGuire as White gives the free ball. Archinska through the block. Kendall White and McGuire not giving an inch, but it's just not enough.
And that was a good dig by White. Unfortunate no one was able to get that up.
White second on the team in digs, coming in with 185. Burrell earns the kill, and for Burrell, I believe that is her first kill of the evening, and she is now one away from 1,000 kills on her career.
What a milestone that is. 1,000 kills. Hopefully she's able to get that tonight.
Could come as soon as this point. Knocked on a play by two freshman setters right now in the 6-2 for OU. Right side, Shoemake earns the kill.
There's a touch there. You know what they say, ball does not lie.
No, it doesn't. It seemed like Coach Eckerman was a little bit perplexed. Probably, I didn't have a good view of it, would be an explanation from the referee. Tylee Fuller back to serve. Kent State's best player at the service level.
What a jinx you had.
Yep, you give it right back. Indeed. Tylee Fuller with her 12th service error of the season, first of the night.
Perfect pass there by McGuire.
Just out of bounds. Thought it might have been kill number 1,000 for Burrell, but that is the type of swing you're looking for if you're Kent State.
Ooh, miscommunication there by Faruda and Fuller. Ends in an ace. And Ricketts, she is the top of the board for aces at Ohio.
Ricketts, another young freshman player, has also played some outside this year out of Cincinnati. There's the dump, Kendall White. Kent State really needed that. We'll get back to that serve though, Jordan. On that short type of ball, you have the libero crashing, you have Tylee Fuller crashing, who's a DS. How do you communicate in that tight spot? Because being a DS, being a libero, both players want to go for that.
Yeah, it's really hard, but you know, Furuta is that serve-receive specialist libero, and typically liberos want to take every single ball on the court. That's why they wear that different color jersey. But Fuller, also being a DS, you know, she probably wants that spot as well, so she wants every touch she can get.
Haley Brenner with her third ace of the evening as you take a look at Kendall White's assist numbers.
Going back to that dump she had earlier, that is what is extremely important that Ohio cannot do because they do not run a 5-1. Is dumping that ball over the net is extremely efficient.
McGuire buries it to the floor, and Kent State has the last three.
It has. Ohio is putting really great pressure on Kent State's receivers, and they're able to get that risk to reward percentage up.
For the right side, a rejection. Combining for it is McGuire and Miller. And right on cue, we talked about Kent State's blocking not being as strong as it was last weekend. They get a big one right there, their 4th point in a row out of the timeout.
Yeah, right there you were able to see that they jumped up together. They were able to close that block, and that's exactly what middles and outsides should do.
Brenner with the service error out of play. Kendall Hickey in as the libero. Lobbed over that may have been out of play for Fuller. McGuire with another chance, and she pinpoints the line.
Down the line shot. Ricketts was not able to dive in there quick enough. That's a great shot there by McGuire. 14
kills from Mackenzie McGuire, 6 errors, 32 total attacks, and clean 250 hitting percentage for the junior outside from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Net violation on Kent State. Goes against Makira. This is a round where Kent State sort of lost any type of momentum they had in set 1 and set 2. So you would assume this is a crucial point right now for Kent State.
Yeah, I think if they can't win these next couple points, it might end how the first 2 sets did.
Tied on the net, backslide, Makira drills it.
What a slide there by Makira. That timing was just absolutely perfect.
Kent State needs to try and get their middles going, but of course that all starts with your first pass, especially when you're in receipt. White
able to serve that ball, and it ends in a free ball.
That ball called in once in the past decade, but that was 9 years ago, and of course they had that long run of dominance.
Yeah.
They made the NCAA tournament 5 times in Coach Carlston's first stint. It was a great dump from Yankee, but won the MAC tournament 4 out of 5 times. So they were the class of the MAC in the 2000s.
Yeah, especially making it to the NCAA as a MAC team, that's just incredible.
Including the Sweet 16 once back in 2005.
And we saw last year, Western Michigan took down Auburn.
They did, and they got swept by Louisville in the round of 32, but they had 3 very close sets against a really good Louisville team to show that whoever wins the MAC going into the NCAA tournament is going to be a very difficult team to take down.
Exactly.
Ohio aiming to run away with this one.
Another overpass.
McGuire has done it again.
Another kill for McGuire. We are not shocked there as Morrell comes in and McGuire goes back to serve.
Morrell, remember, she's still 1 kill short of 1,000. She has 1 tonight. She's been subbed in and out of the game with Avery Rigney in that second front row outside.
Yeah, she just needs 1 more, and it would be awesome to get that in front of the home crowd as that ball goes off the antenna.
Anya Karchinska, or Archinska I should say, has been awfully quiet lately. Kent State has been able to stay in this set. When Architska gets going, that's when Ohio is at their best and right on cue. She knocks through the block with a kill.
Yeah, she was our player to look out for earlier in the game, and hopefully she's getting that spark back after that last kill.
Part of what makes Architska so good, though, is that she limits her hitting errors. She has 19 total attacks tonight, 11 kills, 0 errors, over 600 hitting percentage. As Kent State gets it right back with Liliana Makira.
Bulanini going back to serve.
Hickey digs it out. There's Architska with room. Kendall White with one of the better touches of the night, and Shoemake ties the game at 16.
That was an incredible dig there by White.
Coach Eckerman had talked about how much Kendall has improved her defense since she came to campus last year. She spent her freshman year at Liberty. Has developed into a very good setter. That will be a point over the net is the call.
Yeah, it's super important for setters to have great defense, especially if she's running that 5-1. You know, hitters are going to be hitting at her most of the time, targeting them to get Kent State out of system. But setters can dig that ball up. It's no problem.
Outside Burrell, blocked back over the net. Sierra Evans, the freshman from Silver Spring, Maryland, with the rejection. I'll ask now, though, if your setter is going to have to pass in a 5-1, then how important is it to have a libero to have really good second hands as Shoemake obliterates that ball? But getting to my question, if you're going to have Kendall White pass the ball a lot on that first touch, how crucial is it to have a libero that can really be good at second hands, whether it's setting with her hands or bump sets?
It's extremely crucial. You know, the libero is supposed to have the second best hands on the team, and although in Kent State we don't see them take it with their hands as much, and it's usually a bump set, they have pretty good precision in getting that ball in the right spot.
McKenna Schaefer, you can see her power and how quick she takes her approach. Using the hands of Kent State's block, and Ohio is 6 points away from a sweep.
Miscommunication there as McGuire tracks it down, and Peruta sends over that free ball.
Can Ohio finish this point? Hunt with the tip. The set was a little too tight on the net. Outside, here's Gardner off the block. Burrell looking for kill number 1,000.
And she gets it.
Burrell subs out, and she gets it on the tip, much to the celebration with her teammates. 1,000 career kills, and you can tell she knows it. Kent State's back within one. That's a big point as well.
That is, what a milestone. You know, that point is keeping Kent State in the game. It's only a 1-point game right now.
McGuire's back in the front row, and a huge block by Sierra Evans.
Evans, she went straight up with that, and that ball went straight back down.
Sometimes you don't even have to push over if you're a middle blocker when the power of the opposing hitter will take care of it for you.
Yeah, McGuire came in swinging on that one, and Evans didn't really have to do much at all with that.
Speaking of swinging hard, Cam Hunt does just that, and it hit the bottom of the scoreboard. Kent State still just need a weekend where we can go 2-0. We just haven't had that. We've had so many 1-1 weekends. Backslide, a great tool by Nadia Miller. It seemed like that set was almost too close to the pin. And Kent State tries to inch within one here as the libero checks out, and Miller will serve.
If Ohio wants this point back, you know it's a great spot for them right now as Miller, well, she serves it out of bounds, so she doesn't even have to play defense.
Always crucial, and we get a 6-2 sub. Yankee and Architska come back in for the Bobcats, and a great opportunity for Jeff Carlston's team.
Ohio was running 2 liberos, but I think right now they're just sticking with Hickey.
That's what they have usually done throughout the season. Hickey with 407 digs coming into this one. Ohio have been really good on the service line up until that point. One service error.
Yeah. That was a really aggressive serve, though. It just floated straight out of bounds. You know, 2 back-to-back serving errors there. Makes the score 20-22 in this third set.
Architska, huge hole in the block. Kendall White eats it up, But Horline on the overpass, and no. The Rockets are going to think those have to be must-wins for them at the end of the regular season.
Exactly. This is a tight race to see who can make it into this action playoff series.
Archinska, and it did not hit the block of McGuire. Coach Carlston with a long walk and trying to plead his team on as Kent State has climbed their way back to tie this at 22.
Yeah, Archinska, she just towers over the rest of the team as she's 6'3". You know, it's really easy as tall players, especially since Mackenzie McGuire and Liliana Makura aren't the tallest of players, to really just get on top of them. She can hit it straight down.
Hitting errors had been the downfall for Ohio in this game. They have 2 straight in an important time. Archinska, lots of time, space, dug out by Kendall White. Shoemake will have to push over. Archinska again. This time she finishes.
Makura, she's just not getting all the way out to the pin as she left a hole in the block the past 2 times.
It seems like that's been a theme tonight, where you can't give a hitter like that much space either with her talent.
Especially her. I mean, she is leading Ohio right now.
They give it to her again. Block closed a little bit more. McGuire got a piece. Here's Schaefer. The tip, match point for the Bobcats.
That was a great read right there, especially with White being in the back row, not being able to come up quick enough and get under that ball. As we take another look, White so close.
One on the serve. KSU in system. Shoemake running down the middle. It's dug out.
What a dig there. And we were talking about second-hand hits. As a libero, that was a great set right there to end the game.